Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The season draws to its climax and the air over Sao Paulo hums with anticipation. Interlagos, an undulating ribbon of asphalt carved into the hills, has long been a crucible where legends are tested and rivalries are sharpened. Its sweeping curves, treacherous elevation changes, and relentless rhythm of Senezes, Ferradura, and Junchao demand precision, courage, and endurance. Tonight, the Apex This League brings their Mazda MX-5s to this story stage for the penultimate chapter of the campaign. Every lap is a duel against gravity and grit. Every corner a chance to seize destiny or let it slip away. With the championship picture tightening, the stakes rise higher than the grandstands themselves. 24 racers, one circuit steeped in history, and only 2 races left to etch their names into the season's lore. At Interlagos, the fight is never just for victory. It's for survival, for pride, and for the right to carry momentum into the final reckoning. Welcome into week 11. Last 4 heat races of the season getting underway here. We're going to kick it off here tonight in hot and steamy Brazil. Actually, I haven't looked at the track temps tonight, but it's always steamy here in Brazil, so I expect none different here this evening. Drivers are out on track, putting in their qualifying laps right now. Before we take a look and see how things are shaping up on the leaderboard, let's take a look at the weather. 72 degree air temp, 90 degree Fahrenheit track temp. It's actually relatively pleasant here in Brazil. It's not uncommon to see 120, 130 degree Fahrenheit track temp, so it's nice to see only 90 degrees here this evening. We'll take that all day long. 83% humidity, not a sign of rain in the forecast at all. As I mentioned, week 11 to 12, we are at Interlagos. Standard format, 2 heats, 20 minutes each. Next week, we're going to wrap things up at Sebring for the final 2 heats of the season. Should be a ton of fun at Sebring. Always a fun track, especially in the Mazdas, utilizing that draft. So it looks like we have upwards of, I think, just over 30 cars here this evening in a do battle. Let's take a look and see how qualifying is going as we're on board here with David Stockrider. He's currently sitting in 20th place. But up top of qualifying right now, it is Michael Brock just ahead of Gregorio Moreno Jr. Corey Mitchell, though, looking strong. One of our AM drivers currently sitting in 3rd place in qualifying. Nice run there by Corey Mitchell. See if he can translate that into a nice starting position to kick this one off. So keep an eye on Corey. Brian Lemke came into this one with championship hopes. He's currently sitting in 4th place coming out of the pits. He's going to start another run here. John Cooper, another one of our drivers, hoping for a chance at glory in Interlagos. He's had a good season shaped up so far. See if he can wrap it up with a strong finish here the last 2 rounds. Tony Wallace, see him again this week. One of the MAV Motorsports drivers, currently sitting 7th place in qualifying. Our second AM driver, Andrew McMurray. He's actually I think Andrew McMurray is one of our going pros, so we'll see if we can switch him over. But one of our AM drivers is Joshua Smith. Currently, he's our 2nd place AM driver, well back of Corey Mitchell right now. So we'll see here if Joshua Smith can move his way, move his way up through the field. We saw him start out strong this season. He was battling with Kent Kruger through the start of the season for top spot in AM class, but fallen back a little bit the last few weeks. Had to serve a 1-week suspension due to incident points and penalty points, so he's trying to recover from that. Speaking of Kent Kruger, Kent came into this one leading the AM championship points. We'll take a look at those in a little bit, but spoiler alert, Kent is leading the way in that class, so expecting him to look for a strong finish, see if he can capitalize on that points lead he has coming in. Let's see who else we have out here on track. We've got Stan Hammonds, our every other week racer. Stan currently sitting in 13th place. He'll be providing a cam for us too as well. Kelly Greenhoe, he's in the pits right now, but he'll be sharing his cam with us. So we've got 3 cam cars on track this evening. Tony Wallace, Kelly Greenhoe, and Stan Hammonds. So we'll be checking in with each one of those drivers as the evening goes on. But right now, Jonathan Cooper currently sitting in 6th place. He's been unable to improve his lap time so far. Last we checked on him, still mired in 6th place. Charles Wolfe currently sitting in 7th place. Another one of those MAV Motorsports drivers. And his qualifying starting to tick down. We got less than a minute to go here now. So this will be Wolfe's last chance at putting in a lap as he's heading to the line now. He's going to get across the line, and so he's going to hold on to his 7th place position, unable to improve. See Corey Mitchell back on track. We got a moment here before qualifying finishes up. Let's take a look at how our championship standings are shaping up. First, we'll take a look at the pro side, where Kelly Greenhoe comes in deadlocked with Brian Lemke, 248 points. They are 12 points up on Roman Bykoff in 3rd place. And then Bykoff another 4 points ahead of Michael Chase. Spencer Bodway right there too as well in 5th place, 228 points. Jonathan Cooper in 6th with 225 points. So still a lot of jockeying potentially in the top of our pro side. On the AM side of things, the mid-pack Larry's Kent Kruger, as I mentioned, comes in with a fairly commanding lead right now over Aaron Sunday. Kent sitting there at 21 points ahead of Aaron Sunday in 2nd place. Sunday sitting another 15 points up on Joshua Smith, and then Uwe Hale a little ways back there too as well, as our timing and scoring goes a little buggy there for a minute. We'll get that a little reset here. We'll have a look at how the grid is going to shape up as we've got some drivers heading to the grid here now. So here we go. Let's take a look at our grid with Michael Brock at top spot with Gregorio Moreno in row number 1. Row number 2 is going to see Corey Mitchell, our top AM driver, in 3rd place beside Brian Lemke. 3rd row is going to go to Kelly Greenhoe and Jonathan Cooper in 5th and 6th place. The 4th row, we're going to find Charles Wolfe and Tony Wallace, a couple MAV Motorsports drivers sitting there in those positions. In row 5th, we're going to see Gregorio Moreno and Roman Bykoff. Row 6 is going to be Oz Ixilu and Brian Zinn. Row 7 in P13, Joseph Marr in 7th, or at row 7 in P14, Stan Hammonds. Row 8, we're going to find Joshua Smith in 15th with Wesley Cotnor in 16th place. Row 9 is where Kent Kruger is in 17th place, and Spencer Bodway going to start to his outside in P18. Row 10, we're going to find Jesse Gonzalez, new driver this week, and Michael Tanagretta in 20th. Row 11, Sean Kapinski in 21st with Glenn Blanchard in 22nd. Row 12, David Sockrider in 23rd and Aaron Sunday in 24th. Row 13, we're going to find Uwe Hale in 25th with Willem Stern in P26. Row 14, Sean Giroux in 27th place with Aaron Law to his outside in 28th. Row 15, Dylan Foster in 29th with Donald Mensing in 30th place, wrapping up the field. 30 cars on grid here this evening. Should be a heck of a battle. Looking forward again. Usual format here that we're going to see with our drivers. We'll have 2 20-minute heats. The top 4 will invert for heat number 2. And then we'll reset them up for another 20 minutes of action. So stick around, stay tuned. Should be a ton of fun here this evening. The drivers are pulling away around behind the pace car. Michael Brock, Gregorio Moreno going to lead them around. We're going to bring up Kent Kruger on our inlay. Keep an eye on him. Our AM champion leader, AM championship points leader, starting 18th, a little farther back in the field. So we'll keep an eye on him, see what kind of trouble or carnage he might come across at the start of this one. Again, this is a go on green league. Drivers will have to maintain pace speed even after the pace car ducks in. They'll have to wait for that green flag and then we will get underway. So top on board with Corey Mitchell. See what kind of jump here Corey gets. He's going to be in row number 2, right behind our 2 leaders, Michael Brock and Gregorio Moreno. So Corey will have a nice shot here, well ahead of his AM compatriots. P2 and AM Joshua Smith starting at 17th place, well back in the field. So Corey, opportunity to make up some points here this evening for him. Had a couple rough races to start the season off. He definitely would love to recoup some of those points he's lost early on. There we go, we are away. 30 angry Mazdas heading down into turn 1. 3 wide early on here. Moreno up top. He's on the outside though. He's going to have to go the long way around if he wants to hold on to this position. He's going to do it. Well done for him. Just keep an eye on Kent Kruger on the inlay. Kent able to hold off Aaron Sunday to his outside, but looks like relatively clean start for the majority of our field. Good stuff. We love to see that. So we look forward to some more of that action coming towards us. But Moreno and Brock breaking out away. We got Jonathan Cooper trying to make a move around Corey Mitchell early on. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to take that position away. Jonathan Cooper up 2 spots quickly on in this one. Let's go a little farther back in the field here. Kelly Greenhoe came into this one deadlocked championship with Brian Lemke. We see Greenhoe on board here trying to work his way around Tony Wallace, one of those MAV Motorsports cars. He's got Roman Bykov in tow too as well. So Greenhoe having to work hard. He's working his way up through the field though. Battling with Bykov. Oh, I hear a couple cars bumping and banging up there. And it looks like maybe Ozzik Sulu wrapped up in something there. There's 3 wide in behind him. Stan Hammonds in between Joseph Marr and Michael Tanagretta. Hammond's going to make that move stick. He's down 2 spots from where he started though. He's got a little bit of a way to go as we see Hammonds here on board. He's still got Joseph Marr to his outside. It's going to switch back to the inside, and Hammond's going to hold on to that position as they head into turn 12. See our drivers working their way through. Meanwhile, up front, Moreno opening up now. Trying to take the long way around Michael Brock. Brock going on the inside. No draft, though, for Michael Brock here, but Brian Lepke, third place car, he's going to try and split them here. Can we see 3 wide into turn 1? No. Michael Brock going to come over and close off that top spot. Moreno going to get on his back bumper. Lepke out of nowhere tries to dive up the inside. He's going to take that spot away from Moreno Jr., but Moreno Jr. still trying to stay door to door here into turn 3. He's going to hold on to that position. Nice attempt there by Lepke, but look now, Jonathan Cooper right up in that battle. He's brought Corey Mitchell and Tony Wallace with him. Got Tony Wallace on cam too as well. One of our VR users there in the back. It may look like he's got a big old brick on his face, but no, folks, that is a virtual reality headset. So if you hop on board, see what Tony would be seeing in his headset right now as he's trying to chase down Corey Mitchell, Jonathan Cooper, Brian Lemke up ahead. They are going to continue to battle. See Charles Wolf right in behind him, but Kelly Greenhoe makes the move to the inside of Tony West. He's going to try and get Corey Mitchell as well. Almost takes out Corey Mitchell at the same time. Kelly backed out, though, not to get into the back of Corey Mitchell. Down one spot from where he qualified. Mitchell down 2 spots, too, as well, but still well ahead of his AM counterparts. Speaking of those drivers a little farther back, Kent Kruger, who we saw started a little farther up in AM class, and he's sitting right now. He's dropped back 6 positions now into 23rd overall, but a little bit of damage on the front end of Kruger's car. Not seeing anything flashing here right now as far as an incident for him, but it looks like Joseph Mara might have been involved in a couple incidents here. Let's take a look here and see what happened to him. So see Mara, that black car on the outside of the pink and white. Oh, we got a little tap there from Tanagret. Oh, there's where Kent Kruger got that damage. So we'll see if we can catch a little closer angle here to see what happened. Looks like Tanagret was on the inside. I think Mara thought maybe he was clear, didn't have enough room though, came across in front of Tanagret, tried to close him off, but he was there. And then unfortunately Kent Kruger just nowhere to go, gets into the back of Tanagret, but looks like the damage relatively minor though for Kent Kruger. Shouldn't hamper him a whole lot. We'll keep an eye on him as he's working his way now with Aaron Law to his outside, and then he's got Joshua Smith. Joshua, I mentioned, had to serve that 1 week penalty due to penalty points here. I believe it's once you get more than 3 incident points, I think it is. You have to sit out 1 race. So I think he accumulated a couple of those in 1 race. Had a rough race for Joshua Smith, but he's trying to fight back on the inside of Kent Kruger. He's going to take that spot away. It's going to drop Kent down into 24th position now. Up front, John Cooper continues his charge to the front here. He's going to get around Gregorio Moreno, who's been cycled back to 4th place. Not the start that Moreno was envisioning. He started on the front row of the field. Falling back to 4th place now, Lemke and Cooper up into 2nd and 3rd. That's allowing right now Michael Brock to start to open up a little bit of a gap now here for Michael Brock. 9/10 separating he and Brian Lemke. We'll see if Brock can continue pushing forward here, trying to find his way forward. Lemke and Cooper aren't going to want to let him get too far down the track, but we got some battles a little farther back here. We got Andrew McMurray, Brian Zinn, Spencer Bodway, Stan Hammond's right in behind them. But 4-car battle here. McMurray leading the way. He's got Wesley Cotnor to his outside, or inside now here as they come around the final quarter. McMurray getting a little bit of a bump draft from Zinn. We'll see if Bodway chooses to bump Cotnor. He's not. He's going to try to make a 3 wide into turn 1. Here they go. Bodway takes the inside. Oh, he gets into it. He gets into Andrew McMurray on the outside, sends McMurray around. Bodway gets collected back up. Zinn and Cotnor were able to stay out of that one, but man, oh man. That could have went a whole lot worse than what it did. Thankfully, looks like all of our drivers got back on track and were able to continue on, but Michael Brock has been reeled in now by Brian Lemke and Jonathan Cooper. See now what they can do. They've been able to catch him. Catching the driver is one thing. Trying to find your way around them is a whole other ball of wax, a whole other game. So see how they do here. Right now looking like Brock able to hold them off. So we hop on board here with Moreno. Started on the outside of Michael Brock, cycled back to 4th place. Brock's been able to hold on to his pole position. Although he's having to deal with a ton of pressure now right from Brian Lemke, hot on his tailpipe. Now we've seen a ton of draft tracks so far this season where basically as long as you stay in the draft, the driver ahead of you can still have a chance at overtaking them. Interlagos, not so much a draft-dependent track like Daytona that we've been to, Road America, some of the other tracks. So Be a little more driver skill involved here. Although with the Mazdas, there's always that opportunity that if you have draft off the car up ahead of you, can still be in the fight. But speaking of fight, up front, Michael Brock now, he's got Lemke right on his tailpipe. Looks like Lemke not going to make the move right now, but Cooper defending Moreno on the backside. As they head into turn number 3 here now, long sweeping left-hander. Moreno going to try and go around the outside. We'll see what kind of run he's got here. Not able to make that move stick. He's going to tuck in behind Cooper. Take a look back here. We'll see, is Moreno going to make the move into turn number 4? No, he's going to stay tucked in behind. Wise move. See if they can catch the twosome up ahead. Let's go a little farther back here. Kelly Greenhoe, one of our championship leaders. He'd like to get a little farther up ahead. Remember, he came into this one deadlocked with Brian Lemke atop of the Pro Championship battle. Right now, he's trying to find a way around Charles Wolfe. We pop Kelly Greenhoe up on screen here. Watch him, keep an eye on what he's doing here as he's trying to find a way around Charles Wolfe. They've got Roman Bykov just up ahead of him. Roman's had a great season. Couple rough races here or there, but overall, nice run for Roman right now. We'll see if he's able to bring home a strong finish to the last 3.5 races we've got going here now, as we are just past the halfway point, or sorry, just coming up on the halfway point. 11 minutes to go in this 20-minute race. Still plenty of time for these drivers to try and find their way towards the sharp end of the field. See if Kelly can keep moving forward with this battle that we're having a look at before between Zin, Cottonor, Hammond's now up in this battle. So bring on Hammond's webcam. He's now got himself firmly in behind Brian Zin. See if these 3 drivers work together to catch that pack of Greenhoe, Wolfe, and Bykov up ahead. That's exactly what they need to do. They don't... Oh, man. Hammond's looks like he got spun a little bit by Cottonor. Oh, it comes across. Cottonor gets tagged into the wall. He goes. Oh, man. Oh, man. We'll take a look at what happened there. But, oof. That was... I think what happened there is it looked like Wesley Cottonor. Oh, man. We've got Sock Rider around. What I was saying is I think Cottonor bump draft Hammonds while he was bump drafting Zin. And that got all 3 of them squirrely, and then that's what we saw happen there. So let's see if we take a look at what happened there. So Hammond's trying to go self-collected. I'm not sure what happened there. Just kind of went to the left into Cottonor, but we'll see if we can maybe back that up a little bit farther here to see if we can catch a glimpse of what set that all off. So here they come. They're coming up into the second last corner. Zin makes the move on Cottonor. Hammond's going to come around to make the move ahead of Cottonor too as well. So he's bump drafting Zin now. They're heading around the little bend, which is turn 15. Hammond's already up against Zin's back bumper. Cottonor tries to bump draft him too as well. That's going to get Zin squirrely. Hammonds gets squirrely, tries to collect it up. And I'm just not sure what happened there. Looks like I'm not sure if he knew Cottonor was there, but man, we'll see what happens at the end of that one. But up front, Brock still leads the way over Brian Lemke. Cooper battling in behind. Moreno trying to dive it up into turn 1. He's going to take that spot. He's got his teammate Tony Wallace there now too as well. Corey Mitchell right up in this one with Roman Bykov. So they're getting caught by those drivers that were in behind. The more they jockey around and battle, that's allowing Wolfe and Greenhoe to potentially get up into this battle too as well. We saw potentially, we thought maybe Zin, Hammond, and Cottonor can catch up to that battle too as well, but they had that little bit of incident that's going to cost them a little bit of pace here. Not sure if there's any damage on Zin or Hammond's car, but just behind them we see Kent Kruger in the background. He is in a battle. Kruger trying to battle with his AM compatriot Aaron Sunday. Sunday was second in the AM points coming into this one, so he'd love to get around Kent Kruger. He needs to try and find every point he can here try and close that gap on Kent Kruger with 3.5 races left to go. Actually, even less than a half the race left in this one now. So Aaron Sunday needs to keep trying to push forward the best he can. Let's head back up to the front. Corey Mitchell, he's trying to defend against Charles Wolf. Again, points are doled out where you finish in class, not your overall position. So Corey doesn't really have anything to gain by battling these guys. That's why you're seeing him just kind of letting the cars go by. He's still top AM driver. He'll get max points in AM class right now. Michael Brock and Lemke leading the way. Brock opening up now half a second over Brian Lemke in second place. So keep an eye here. Is Lemke going to get enough of a run to make a move into turn one? He is not, unless he wanted to go for the mega dive of all dives. He's going to stay tucked in behind Brock. They'll go through the twisty S's here. Then they'll head onto the short straight between turn 3 and 4. It's probably one of the best overtaking opportunities in the track. We'll see what kind of run Lemke gets here. If he chooses to try and make a move on Brock, or if he's going to stay comfortably tucked in behind. I'm going to suspect he's probably going to stay there so the two of them can try and work their way, open up that gap over Tony Wallace a little further if they can. As we go back to Tony Wallace here now, as he's trying to run away from that pack in behind him of Roman Bykov, Gregorio Moreno, and Jonathan Cooper. He wants nothing to do with those guys back there. Content as it is right now, sitting in third place. So we see Cooper and Moreno in behind, battling it out. Jonathan Cooper falling back a little bit. We saw him up as high as third place. Now he's back down to fifth place, mired in this battle here. Bykov is the lead car, the Coors Lightning machine. He's got Cooper in behind him. See Cooper, Moreno swapping spots again. Charles Wolf, Kelly Greenhoe up in this battle too as well. So coming up to the 5-minute mark to go. These drivers running just under 2-minute laps, so about 3 laps to go. Michael Brock, Brian Lemke, they're heading through the final corner here now, around turn 14 and 15. They're going to head to the line. That gap staying steady here. Half a second between Brock and Lemke. You see drivers looking comfortably up front. They're still holding that 3-second, or just under 3-second gap now between them and Tony Wallace. But Wallace might be getting a little drafting help here with Bykov, Cooper catching up. Moreno going to try and look up the inside of Cooper. He's going to make that pass stick. Cooper trying to fight back on the inside. If he can hold the side-by-side, that'll put him in the inside line through here, but it's going to switch back again for Moreno up on the curbs. He's going to hold that spot. Charles Wolf now trying to go through there too as well. He's up and board here with Charles Wolf, giving his teammate Moreno a boost down the straight. See Greenhoe going to look to the inside, 3 wide here into turn 4. Kelly Greenhoe backs out wisely. Wise move there by our championship leader coming into this one. Don't want to cost yourself a race getting wrapped up in an incident here early on. Let's get a little further back here. We got a battle between Dylan Foster, Uwe Hale, and Sean Giroux. Giroux leading this 3-car pack. This battle for 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. All 3 of these drivers up numerous positions where they started. Sean Giroux up 6 spots. Uwe Hale up 3 spots. Dylan Foster up 6 spots too as well. So nice run by all 3 of them. Donald Mensing just hanging in the back with the Mazda Funeral Services car. He's up into 24th place, up 6 spots too as well. So all those drivers taking advantage of some rough races by a few other drivers. Lemke now has closed in on the back of Brock. See if they keep going. How much is this battle going to go? Is Lemke going to try and make the move? Is Brock going to try and hold him off? So we pop up here, the battle for third place. Roman Bykov looking to the inside of Tony Wallace. Bykov going to make that move stick. He's going to move up into third place. Nice run there for Roman Bykov. Now we'll see if the 2 teammates here of Wallace and Moreno can try and reel in Bykoff now. We'll see if these three drivers work together to reel back in Brock and Lemke with this lap plus one more on the books. They're going to be running out of time here. Pop back here to have a look at what's going on with Zin, Hammond, and Xulu. They've picked up Oz Xulu in this train now. They got about 2 seconds to go to John Cooper up ahead, so they've been reeling in that pack up ahead, but unfortunately for them, looks like they are going to run out of time here to really pick up any more positions. Just pop back up front. Bykoff still leading this trio of Wallace and Moreno. Kelly Greenhill right there too as well, but a little farther off, he's now leading this third pack. It includes Greenhill, Wolf, Mitchell, and Cooper. Jonathan Cooper, rough race for him. As I mentioned, we saw him up as high as third place. He started in sixth, falling back to ninth place right now. For a driver who was potentially hoping to have a couple good races here to reel in some championship points, it's all gone south here for him very quickly. Tony Wallace give a little bit of bump draft here to Rowan Bykoff as they head across the line. They're going to pick up the white flag this time by. And we see Lemke now up top. Makes a move around Michael Brock. I think actually Brock might have pulled out and let him by. There was some talk on the radio. I think Michael Brock asked if Lemke was in the points. I think he bailed over and gave that top spot for Lemke. So fair play to him. Recognizing Lemke's battling for a championship. Michael Brock not in the championship. Moreno Jr., teammate Tony Wallace up ahead. They haven't been able to find a way around Roman Bykoff. The quartet in behind. Charles Wolf tried to make a move around the outside of Kelly Greenhill. Couldn't get that pass done. Cooper tried to make the move around Greenhill. Well, he did that. Charles Wolf able to dive up onto the inside. Greenhill fighting back though. Greenhill going to hold on to that position. Up front, though, our leaders. A few more corners to go. They head into turn 12 and 13. They have been pulled in slightly by Bykoff, Wallace, and Moreno. That trio, though, not going to have enough time to run them down. Lemke leading the way. Brock in tow. As they head to the start-finish line, so that trio in behind not going to be able to catch them. Lemke going to come home and take the win here for heat number one. Michael Brock going to finish in second. Roman Bykoff going to round out the podium. Three wide in behind here between Greenhill, Wolf, and Cooper. Who's going to take those positions? Looks like Kelly Greenhill gets across the line first. Oh man, Hammonds and Zinn came out of nowhere there at the end. Weren't quite able to catch them up, but they made it a dash at the end. Kent Kruger just ahead of Jesse Gonzalez. He tries to make the move on Tan and Greta at the line. Jesse Gonzalez going to finish up just ahead of Spencer Bodway, Joshua Smith, and David Sockrider coming to the line here now. We got a battle a little farther back here. Sean Giroux, he's leading. Air Law damaged front car there. Dylan Foster's going to get around him. Giroux going to lead this trio to the line, though. The Barbie car of Dylan Foster tries to make the move at the end, unable to do it. Donald Mensing right in behind them. A couple cars a little farther back here. Glenn Blanchard and Aaron Sunday. Sunday tucked in behind Blanchard, trying to get the run. Looks like Blanchard going to be able to hold him off as they head to the line. Aaron Sunday going to have to settle for 26th place. Our final two cars on the lead lap here, William Steern and Joseph Marr, as they head to the line. It's going to be a drag race here. Can Joseph Marr get ahead of William Steern? He does. He will take 27th place away from William Steern. So that'll do it there for heat number one. Let's take a look at our official results. As we see, Brian Lemke takes the win just ahead of Michael Brock. Roman Bykoff rounds out the podium with Tony Wallace in 4th and Moreno in 5th. Kelly Greenhoe, Wolf, Cooper, Mitchell, our top AM driver, and Zinn round out the top 10. Stan Hammonds in 11th, Exulu, Tanagretta, Kruger, Gonzalez, Bodway, Smith, Sockrider, Hale, and Drew round out your top 20 drivers. 21st goes to Dylan Foster, Aaron Law, Donald Mensing in 23rd. Kapinski and Blanchard ran out your top 25 drivers. Aaron Sunday in 26th, Joseph Marr in 27th, William Stern in 28th, Andrew McMurray in 29th, and rounding out the field, Wesley Cotnor in 30th place. So we'll take a quick little break, and we'll be back here in a matter of moments to have a look at race number 2.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Okay, we are back. Our driver's getting gridded up here for race number 2. Top 4 will invert, which means Brian Lemke going to start in 4th, Michael Brock in 3rd, Roman Bykoff in 2nd place position, and Tony Wallace going to start on the pole here for race number 2. Everybody else is going to start where they finished, so we don't necessarily need to go through the grid, but just quickly pop up grid here just to kind of show where everybody's starting. You can see our top 12, 13th to 24th place, and then out to the end of the field here, 30 cars on grid. So let's wait for, looks like Charles Wolf and Wesley Cotnor to grid up, and then we'll be getting underway here again for another 20 minutes of action. This is our I guess it's a penultimate race here. Yes, next week will be the finale at Sebring. Should be a ton of fun. Sebring, a track I enjoy. Doesn't necessarily like me all that much. Sebring's kind of cruel to me most races. Wallace and Bykoff leading the field around. Corey Mitchell, again, going to be our top AM driver. Starting in 8th place, a little farther back from where he qualified for race number 1. Sat in 3rd place, so we'll put Corey on the picture-in-picture here for the start of the race this time. To keep an eye on where he shapes out. He'll be our eye in the sky for the bid pack. Michael Tannegretta will be looking for a strong race in the MAV Motorsports machine. Stan Hammonds, we saw what kind of calamity he got involved in race number 1. Him and Zinn, a couple drivers we saw working together. Then they had that squirrely moment on the front straight. Looks like Wesley Cotton, or the other driver that was involved in that, isn't going to queue up here for race number 2. Otherwise, he's starting from pit road, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But up front, the field is now waiting for the green flag. Tony Wallace, Rowan Bykoff going to lead them here into turn 1. Here they go. They're fanning out 2, 3, 4 wide in the background, maybe even 5 wide here. Wallace and Bykoff going door to door. Tony Wallace going to hold on to top spot. You see that field of Mazdas in behind him. Everybody jockeying for position. Corey Mitchell on the inlay. Looks like a decent start for him. See how he continues going. Hear him on the radio thanking Stan for not getting into the back of him. So 2 drivers working ahead. Kelly Greenhoe and Moreno Jr. They're going to battle side by side into turn number 4. Moreno on the inside. Greenhoe trying to defend the outside. Moreno unable to get that pass finished into turn 4. He's going to have to try and get it out of the exit here. Greenhoe swapping back. He's going to have the inside line for the next 2 corners here if he can stay door to door with Moreno. Greenhoe going to hold on to that position. Cooper now will try and stick his nose up the inside. There he goes. He's going to make that move on Moreno. So unfortunately for Gregorio Moreno, was on the offensive trying to get around Kelly Greenhoe. Next thing you knew, he was on the defensive with Jonathan Cooper shooting by him. Up front though, Tony Wallace already opening up 1 second over Rowan Bykoff. He can pick up another 10th or 2. He'll actually have him out of draft. So it's interesting to see here if Wallace can actually do that. If he can break the draft, he's really going to have to hunt some time here. As once they get onto the straight, Bykoff going to be able to use that bump draft from Lemke and Brock, and they will reel him back in relatively quick. Well, it looks like Lemke thought about trying to make the move around Bykoff versus utilizing the bump draft there. He's bump drafting him now, but that allowed Wallace to get out ahead. That's exactly what Wallace wanted to see. They're closing that gap in, but if Wallace can get through the twisties here again, he might be able to break away. Kelly Greenhoe now right on the back of Michael Brock. See Jonathan Cooper, Moreno, Zinn, Corey Mitchell still battling back there. Hammond's right in behind Mitchell as well. Zinn and Moreno going to go 2 wide here. Zinn on the inside, Moreno on the outside. We've seen this before. Moreno in that position where we saw Greenhoe last time when he was trying to make the move on the inside. Unfortunately for Moreno, though, he has Jonathan Cooper up ahead where Kelly didn't have that car holding him up on the outside. It's like Zinn trying to make that move on Cooper. Cooper trying to hold him off. Zinn not quite clear yet. Cooper fighting back. We know this is going to give Cooper the inside here, but if Zinn could stay door to door with him when they head into turn number 9, he would have the inside line. So Cooper going to be able to hold them off. Corey Mitchell now trying to make the move up in there. He's our top AM driver, but Kent Kruger starting to hunt him down. Kent not too far back. He has Oz Sulu right ahead of him. Looking to utilize the draft off Xulu, see if he can reel them in. We got Corey Mitchell on the inlay. This is our AM battle. Top AM drivers separated by only a couple cars on track. We'll see if Kruger can hunt them down. He's got Sean Kapinski in tow. We'll see if Kapinski gives Kruger a little bit of a bump draft on the front straight. Let's check back in with our leader, Tony Wallace, as now he's being chased in by Lemke. They have reeled him back in. So that almost 1 second gap that Tony Wallace was able to build up is gone by the wayside here now. Michael Brock now leads that secondary pack. So he's going to go defensive on Roman Bykov. Bykov chooses to stay in tow, though, doesn't try to make the move. He's got Kelly Greenhoe in behind him, too, as well. Greenhoe, again, would love to get up there and try and take that position away from Lemke. Those are our two top championship drivers in the pro set. Oh, man! Bykov gets into Brock. He sends Brock off track heavy into the wall. Oh, man, we'll take a look at the replay here in a moment, but that was a violent shunt on the back of Michael Brock, sent him flying off into the wall. See if we can get a shot here from the blimp. Take a look at what happened there. Here we go. So Brock leading the way, Bykov in tow. Oh, it's like Bykov either just missed his braking marker or just blew it completely right into the back of Michael Brock. Let's see if we can take another look here from the gearbox of Michael Brock. And off he goes there. That's unfortunate. I would imagine the stewards will probably review that one. That's going to move Kelly Greenhoe up into third place. He's now 1.4 seconds back of Brian Lemke, the driver he needs to try and chase down. Lemke going for the move on Wallace. He sees Greenhoe getting closer. Up the inside of Tony Wallace. Wallace now down to second place. Greenhoe and Bykov lurking in behind. Bykov can have a little bit of damage in the front of that car, though. Actually, the car looks fairly clean. Surprised it's not showing any damage. What if it maybe was flagged as a netcode incident, potentially, but front end of that car looking clean. Cooper there as well. He's starting to reel them back in. Spencer Bodway, Stan Hammonds, Corey Mitchell, Kent Kruger. Kent Kruger now has caught up to the back of Corey Mitchell. So we have a battle brewing here in our AM class. Kent has Osik Sulu in tow, but Corey Mitchell just up ahead of them. Mitchell using that draft off Hammonds every which way he can. Bring that battle up on the inlay here. So there's our AM battle. So we focus on Corey Mitchell and Kent Kruger. And then up top on the main screen, we've got Brian Lemke leading the way over Tony Wallace. Kelly Greenhoe and Roman Bykov inching ever so closer in behind. Greenhoe now has Wallace and Lemke in draft. Start to see that gap come down here for Greenhoe as long as he can put in some tight lines, maximize his exit pace out of the corners. You see Corey Mitchell on the inlay tried to make the move on Spencer Bodway, wasn't able to get it done. He's now got Kent Kruger right on his tailpipe. See if Kent goes for the move here on Mitchell. You know, Kent came into this one leading the AM championship. Oh, Bodway blocking Corey Mitchell, not allowing him to get the move on the inside. Kent Kruger going to try and go around the outside here. Have a look back here from Corey Mitchell's machine. You see Kent Kruger lurking in the background. Kent, not an aggressive driver. He won't try and force the issue. He will wait for a mistake from Corey and then pounce. Let's go on board here with Kent. He's keeping an eye on what's going up ahead. Bodway sliding a little wide through that corner. Mitchell, much tighter line. Spencer Bodway trying to late apex each one of those corners. They've got Stan Hammonds just up ahead of them too as well. four-car train here as they battle for top spot. Corey Mitchell, top AM driver, just ahead of Kent Kruger, a second place driver in AM class. Check back in with our leaders here as Tony Wallace going to make his way around Lemke. Lemke serving a slowdown. That's going to allow Kelly Greenhoe to move ahead of him. Roman Bykoff going to get by 2 as well. That's not what Lemke wanted to see. He did win race number 1 though, so he has full points from race 1. Kelly Greenhoe finished a number of spots back, so right now Lemke would be leading the championship. Basically, Kelly Greenhoe needs to reverse the fortune here of what Lemke had in race number 1 and get himself up into first spot, bring home the win, and have Lemke fall down, well, I guess potentially be behind Jonathan Cooper right now, as they've got 5 seconds over the 6th place car of Stan Hammonds, who's in that secondary pack. So bring back up Kent Kruger as he's fallen back now a little bit off Corey Mitchell. Battling with Ozik Sulu through turn 4. Corey Mitchell still within charging distance for Kruger up ahead, only about half a second separating those 2 drivers. But Kent really needs to have Sulu tuck in behind him, which he had there. See if those 2 drivers can work together to reel back in Corey Mitchell. Excuse me. Tony Wallace, though, leading the way. Started on pole for race number 2. For the most part, he's been able to hold on to that position. A little bit of jockeying between he and Bykoff. But for the most part, it's been Tony Wallace leading the way. Kelly Greenhoe now up to we'll see now if Greenhoe can hold off the charge with Bykoff there as well. We saw what happened when Bykoff was following Brock. He's looking to the inside here. Is Greenhoe going to defend? Bykoff moving to the inside. He's going to take top spot away now. Lemke moving around Cooper as well. Tony Wallace gets cycled all the way back to 5th place through that one. Kelly Greenhoe now utilizing the toe from Bykoff. Bykoff trying to break the draft. Moves from the inside to the outside. Greenhoe looks up the inside. Thought about sticking the nose in there. Still plenty of time left to make the move. 8 minutes to go. Doesn't need to force it. He needs to keep in mind his championship competitor in behind him right now, Brian Lemke. Greenhoe going to try and go the long way around. Oh, he's actually going to get cycled all the way back into potentially 4th place here. Is Cooper up the inside too as well? Yeah, Greenhoe back to 4th. 1 wide corner is all it takes when you're in a pack this tight and close. Greenhoe immediately tries to look at the inside of Cooper, but Cooper's going to have the inside line into turn 11. Greenhoe going to have to try and regroup, mount another charge here. Bykoff's going to lead them through turn 12 and 13 here. He has Lemke in tow. We'll see if Lemke gets enough for a run to try and take top spot back into turn 1. They're going to cross the line without 6 minutes, 45 seconds or so to go. See Lemke getting up and back. He's going to look to the outside. They're making the run into turn 1. Lemke going to go wide so he can maximize his pace into turn 1, get the widest apex he can, carry the most pace through there. He's going to get back up top. Bykoff down to 2nd place now. Cooper up into 3rd. Cooper able to defend off that move from Greenhoe. Tony Wallace, they're sitting in 5th place, watching this all unfold up ahead. Meanwhile, Corey Mitchell and Stan Hammonds work together to try and close them in up ahead. Mitchell's gotten around Hammonds. That's going to bode well for him trying to pull away from Kent Kruger. Kruger's still in this pack, but they've gained a couple more drivers now. As you see Gopinski, Marr, Joseph Smith and Charles Wolfe all in this pack now. This pack spreads from 6th place all the way back to 14th place. And they've got the leaders not too far ahead of them. So still plenty of time. They might be able to catch them up here. We might see a 15-car lead pack before this one's all said and done. Let's head back up front. Lemke still leads the way as they head into turn 10. See Bykoff in tow. Hasn't attempted to get himself back up top here. Looks like he's going to settle, try and make the run down the front straight. Cooper thought about a late move up on the inside of Bykoff. Showed the nose, potentially just trying to fake and bake a move by Bykoff. Force a mistake. Down the front straight they go. We'll see who's going to make a move. Cooper showing the nose on Bykoff. Bykoff hasn't pulled out yet. He's going to go to the right. Cooper going to get tucked in behind Bykoff. Lemke. He's going to give Lemke the boost. Try and keep him up front. Tries to give him the shunt. Bykoff trying to go around the outside. He went a little wide though. It's going to cost him a little bit of pace. Lemke, I suspect, going to have the better run. Down the short straight here, and there he is. He's getting the run on the outside. Can he make the pass stick? Here, before they get into turn 4, Kelly Greenhoe coming up here. He's going to give Lemke a little bump draft. Lemke back up top. Cooper to the inside. Cooper looking to the inside of Bykoff, unable to make that move stick. Greenhoe there too as well. Kent Kruger now got himself back up into this battle. Exula's been able to get around, but Kent Kruger right there. Corey Mitchell, Stan Hammond still leading this pack. They're getting closer to that lead pack though. Oh, Bykoff off wide. Bykoff goes off wide. He's going to get himself back on track. Take a look here and see what happened there. So see Bykoff right ahead of Kelly Greenhoe. Heading into turn 5. Oh, he just gets loose, slides around. Luckily for the drivers in tow, they didn't get into the back of him. That's going to open up a big gap for Lemke up top. 1.2 seconds. He effectively has the pack out of his draft. He can hold that gap. He'll be able to pull away with 3 minutes to go. There are going to be 2 laps left in this one. Kelly Greenhoe, though, getting some help from Tony Wallace. We'll see if they can reel back in Lemke. Lemke needed about another 10th or 2 to really break the draft of those drivers in behind, because we can see they close back in now. They are now back in draft range under 1 second. To bring out the picture-in-picture, we see Kent Kruger battling with Joseph Mara. That's going to drop Kent back another spot, unfortunately, into 11th place. Let's move Joseph Mara up 17 positions for Joseph Mara gained in this one. We saw he had a rough race number 1, so nice recovery there for him. Let's go back here. The battle between Hammonds, Mitchell, and Baudouin. Corey Mitchell leading this pack. You see Roman Bykoff just up ahead of them after that off-track excursion he had. Hammonds right there. Baudouin as well. Bring in Stam's webcam here. Keep an eye on what he's doing. A lot of concentration there. Try not to lose the back end of the car, working one way to the other. So he's content right now to stay in behind Corey Mitchell. Potentially help Corey stay up front. So something might have happened to Charles Wolfe here. Let's take a look and see what happened to him. He was on the tail end of this pack. Looking up the inside of Sean Gopinski. Makes that pass stick. Oh! Looks like Gopinski right into the back of him. I'm not sure if that was... Let's see if we can catch another look there on that one. On board here with Gopinski. Oh, just went into that corner too hot. Slid the front end out. into the back of Charles Wolfe, and around he goes. Lemke leads them around for the start of the last lap. Greenhoe and Wallace in tow. That gap now down to 4/10 for Brian Lemke. Have a look back here from Lemke's trunk. See Greenhoe, Wallace, and Cooper lurking in behind. Lemke trying to break the draft on the short straight here. A little bit of serpentine effect. Greenhoe still getting the run. Doesn't make the move here. Into turn 4. He's going to try and regroup. Kelly, if he doesn't... Kelly... The wise move here for Kelly Greenhoe is to not try and get around Lemke right now. Hold on for the final corner. Get the run down the front straight. You don't necessarily want to be the leader here. You want to be the second or third place car. Get that run down the front straight. Right now, Cooper looking to the inside of Greenhoe. Oh, they almost touch heading through there. Nice door-to-door action between them. So we hop on board here with Tony Wallace. He's going to make the move around Cooper on the inside too as well. Cooper going to fight back though. All this is doing is allowing Brian Lemke that breathing room that he needs up front. Greenhoe needs to get it down to about 3/10 or so through turn 12 here if he wants a chance on the front straight. Kelly Greenhoe not going to be in enough of a draft position here to get the run into the front straight. Brian Lemke is going to take race number 2. So they head to the line. Checker flag waving. Greenhoe is trying, but unfortunately too far back through that final sector to make the run. There it is. Brian Lemke wins race 2. Kelly Greenhoe in second with Jonathan Cooper in third. Corey Mitchell going to hold off that pack in behind. See, Charles Wolfe has regrouped himself. He's back on track. He's going to come home in 14th place, just ahead of Sean Giroux. Aaron Sunday, Sean Gapinski in 17th place. A little farther back here, Uwe Hale, David Sockrider, front bumper missing on that car. He's going to hold off Uwe Hale. Donald Mensing going to be our final car on the lead lap. He's going to come across and make this one official. Let's take a look at our results here from the feature race. Brian Lemke taking top spot over Kelly Greenhoe. Jonathan Cooper in third. Tony Wallace in fourth, and Roman Bykoff rounding out the podium. Corey Mitchell, our top AM driver, in sixth, with Spencer Bodway in seventh, Stan Hammonds in eighth, Isaac Sulu in ninth, and Joseph Marr rounding out the top 10. 11th place in second in AM class goes to Kent Kruger. Third place, final step on the podium for AM, Joshua Smith in 12th. McMurray, Wolfe, and Giroux round out your top 15. Nice race for Sean Giroux. Aaron Sunday in 16th, Sean Gapinski, Tana Greta, William Stern, and Glenn Blanchard round out your top 20 drivers. 21st goes to David Sockrider. We saw him come across some heavy damage on the front end. Donald Mensing in 22nd, and Uwe Hale in 23rd. We get into our used car parking lot, which entails Zinn, Foster, Law, Brock, Moreno Jr., Jesse Gonzalez, and Wesley Cottonor. So that'll finish up the results here at Interlagos. Overall, it was nice to see a track where drafting wasn't basically the entire name of the game here as far as making up positions. We had a few drivers in the waiting room. We'll get to them in a matter of moments. But first, we'll have a quick little commercial here because I need to catch a drink because I've been coughing in the background here nonstop. So we'll be back in one moment. Okay, we are back. I've been able to have a drink and see if we can get to some driver interviews here and find out what exactly happened on track there with a number of our drivers. First, let's bring in our back-to-back race winner here tonight, Brian Lepke. Heck of a night for you. You take both heat wins, and I think that more or less should seal up your championship run here.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll have to check how the points go, but it certainly doesn't hurt to get back-to-back P1. I came into this one not feeling great, so my voice might be a little weird, but sometimes when I don't feel good, man, I drive really good. Race 1, that was the case. Race 2, I was sloppy. I was all over the place. I was lucky to win that one. I think I went off a couple times. I couldn't get the car to rotate. I was struggling race 2, boy. I was ready for that one to get over.
I can't say I blame you. I've been struggling here, hacking my head off in the background too as well. So I hear you as far as not feeling great. But we head into Sebring for the finale. You're going to come in with the championship lead, no doubt. How far ahead you're going to be, yet to be seen. But how you feel about your chances at Sebring?
Good. Yeah, no, I like that track a lot. We've done a lot of the endurance races there in 12 hours and stuff, so I got a lot of laps in there. So that should be fine. That should be a lot of fun. We'll see how GT4 plays out on Tuesday, but no, I think the season's winding down, but it's going the way I'd hope. So hopefully we can just finish it off strong and maybe talk to you a couple more times next week. That'd be nice.
Excellent stuff. Anybody you want to shout out here, Brian, before we let you go?
Yeah, all the new racers this year. We've had a lot of new guys. Michael tonight was flying. I mean, all these races, he's been so fast. You got Tony Wallace up there. I mean, a lot of these guys at the front are just they're pushing me to want to do better. I practiced a lot for this race, knowing that these guys were going to be coming gunning tonight, and thankfully I did, because that race 1. I mean, that was everything I had to keep up with Michael. I think he wanted the draft that that last lap to try to get the pass at the end. And luckily I had a good run and it didn't work. But yeah, all the new guys this season have made this a ton of fun. I love seeing them all come out. The racing's been really good. It's been really fun, the back and forth, and really enjoying seeing a lot of these guys coming out every week. It's been fun.
Excellent stuff. Well, best of luck next week at Sebring, Lemke, and we'll see if you can wrap things up heading into that one.
Awesome. Thank you, and I hope you feel better.
Yeah, thanks, same to you. Take care.
Bye.
That was Brian Lepke, our back-to-back winner. Let's bring in our back-to-back AM winner here tonight, Corey Mitchell. Heck of a night for you, taking both heat races in AM class.
Yeah, what a night. I've always really clicked at this place for some reason. I've raced it a long time, and it paid off tonight. I couldn't believe my qualifying.
Yeah, you stuck it up there in third place, and then it looked like you realized you didn't necessarily need to battle those pro guys. It wasn't going to help you any in the championship. Did the smart thing, just kind of let them by, pick and choose your places, and then translate it into another win in Heat 2. Were you getting a little sweaty there when you saw Kent Kruger get up on your back bumper about mid-race in Heat 2?
Yeah, he was coming quick. I was kind of having trouble both races. The couple of cars that were right ahead of me, they were really battling and just going side by side that first 15 minutes. Rather than working together and us breaking away. So it really let everybody kind of reel us back in behind us, and kind of hurt all of us. But like you said, I just kind of played it smart with the pros, let them go when I could, and it paid off.
Excellent stuff. Unfortunately, you had a rough couple of races to start the season, or otherwise I think you'd be mired right on that AM championship. But no doubt, I suspect you're going to finish it off on a good note in Sebring next week. Is that a track you feel comfortable with, or is it one of the ones that I know Sebring is, for the most part, it's a popular track, but I think there's also a group of racers that really despise it due to the bumpy nature of it.
Yeah, the bumps don't really bother me too much, and I guess it's just kind of a mediocre track for me. There's a few corners on the infield that I always struggle with, but there's a couple that I've got kind of a different line than everybody else that I feel like pays off for me at least. So we'll have to see. But yeah, it started kind of rough in the first season, but these last 2 weeks I've really been starting to get a little bit better.
Excellent stuff, Corey. Any shout outs here before we let you go for this week?
How about for season 26? I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be a ton of fun. If anybody's out there didn't know, we're going to be covering 2 nights of Apex this racing next season. Sunday night Mazdas and Tuesday night GT4. So looking forward to that. Best of luck next week to you, Corey. Hopefully we see you in the booth again next week in top spot again.
Appreciate it.
Take care. That was our back-to-back AM winner here tonight. Let's bring in our back-to-back 4th place finisher, Tony Wallace. You'll be able to 4th place in heat number 1, put you on pole for heat number 2. We saw you, for the most part, leading majority of heat number 2, but when it came down to the end of it, you just kind of got cycled back and weren't able to get back up towards the front there.
Yeah, I made a small, tiny mistake and went off track. I did, as Brian Lamke did the lap before. I figured I would try it out, and it kind of messed me up. No, there was some tough battling, and to get past Kelly and to get past Cooper, it was definitely tough to try to get back up there with Brian. And it was just a really fun race altogether. There was a lot of swapping back and forth, and I just really enjoyed that track. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was nice to finally get to a track here that it wasn't all draft dependent, although the draft fairly strong on the straights here, but compared to Road America, Daytona, some of the other tracks we've been in this season, it was nice that it was a little more racer skill involved than just staying in the draft. But we head to Sebring next week. Is that a track you love or hate?
I do like Sebring. Advanced is there this week coming up, not the version that we'll be running, but at least I'll be running that same track somewhat throughout the week, so I'll be ready when it comes Sunday. So I'm looking forward to it and seeing what happens. Like I said, I came into this league late, and I'm looking forward to next season mostly.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of your MAV Motorsports teammates in here. Some of them haven't had as much luck as you had. Charles Wolf's had a couple rough weeks in a row, but looks like Michael Tannegretta doing well. Moreno Jr. had good couple starts, but looks like he got wrapped up in a couple incidents, but we'll see how you guys can do next week. Any shout outs here before we let you go, Tony?
Just a shout out to my team. We have a good coach for our team, James Newell Motorsports. If you want to check him out, he's an awesome coach. And just, just shout out to the team. We are a big support system for each other, and we push each other to be the best.
Excellent stuff. Best of luck next week at the finale at Sebring.
Thank you so much.
So that was our back-to-back 4th place finisher, Tony Wallace. Let's see who else we got in the booth here. We got, let's bring in Michael Tannegretta. We haven't talked to him at all. Michael, rough race there. Looks like you kind of got involved in a few instances. We're just looking at the replay here. Your car on the front end looks like it's got a little bit of damage on the right front, but how's your time been so far here in Apex This? I know you guys came in kind of mid-season. You've been jockeying around up and down the field, but week in, week out, we see you battling with drivers. Oh, doesn't look like we have a mic from Mike. All right, we'll move him back, and let's bring in Stan Himmons. Stan,
hello.
Welcome in. Heck of a race there for you, coming in late in the session. Qualifying mid-pack, making your way up towards solidly in the top 10 both times. But we got to ask, what the heck happened there on the front straight between you, Zinn, and Cottonor?
So I'm rewatching the replay now because I just self-protested it because I'm sure I'm gonna get protested for that one. We were drafting. Zinn and I were drafting. I was pushing Zinn, and I saw Wesley coming up behind me. And basically what happened was he pushed me, I pushed Zinn, and we were just a little bit offset. So I pitched Zinn to the left, Wesley pitched me to the right. I barely got it saved, and my thought, I was a little bit annoyed. I wasn't trying to wreck him. It's like, okay, fine, we're all split up here now. I'm just going to go to the middle of the track and make his life a little bit harder. And he decided to go to the middle of the track at the exact same time. So he ended up wrecked, and it was a complete accident. I wasn't trying to wreck him. I was just trying to, not run all the way out to my side of the track after all that. So that's unfortunate, and I hate that happened. But, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. I killed Wesley. It was an accident.
Is that the story? You're sticking to it?
Yeah, well, no, honestly, I really didn't mean to wreck the guy. I meant to inconvenience him and drive in the middle of the track, but I didn't plan on him coming back to the middle of the track at the same time I was. I thought he got as messed up as I did in that deal, because Zen got pretty messed up. I got pretty messed up. And I thought for sure he did too, but I guess he was still right there. So,
Yeah.
It just be like that sometimes.
Heat 2, we saw you and Corey kind of working together, making your way up through the field, but you weren't able to get around Corey. Were you just trying to help him get as many AM points there as you could, or was he just holding you off?
No, I didn't want to get in a fight. I didn't want to be like in a battle, because we're just slower at this track when you're trying to pass each other. So I thought, okay, maybe the guys up front will be racing each other, and then maybe, if Corey and I just keep pushing and drafting, if something happens, then we'll be in a spot to catch them. But it just didn't quite pan out that way. And then, like, when I decided at the end of the race, okay, fine, I'm going to go past Corey now, then Spencer was all over me, and I couldn't do what I needed to do, and I ended up losing the spot to Spencer out of the deal at the very end. So maybe I should have tried leading and letting Corey push me, but, like, I don't know. I mean, it when we're drafting, he's going as fast as I'm going because I'm pushing him. So it's just one of those things. I think this track is less draft dependent. It's a lot more technical in the infield. Because like Road Atlanta, Road America, Daytona, something like that, you have these super long straights to take advantage of, and like you almost don't even get out of fourth gear down the front stretch here in Brazil, so you just don't quite get the advantage from the draft that you do at other tracks. And I was just trying to make it work, and we just it just didn't work. That's a lesson in what a poor qualifying effort will get you right there. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it was nice to see a track that didn't require so much drafting, as we've been to a number of draft tracks this season. But before we let you go, Stan, give us your shout-outs.
Shout out Wesley for being the victim of me there on the front. Apologize to him. And the self-protest is submitted. And honestly, shout out Brian Zinn and Corey Mitchell. I never thought I'd say either of those names on the shout out in the broadcast, but I drafted with them great in both races. We got it done both times and had a really good time. And it went really well. Shout out Sky Lounge. Shout out Lemke and Cooper for running up front and making the team look good while I was back in the middle of the pack looking like a moron all night. And shout out Coca-Cola for the paint job inspiration and for keeping me caffeinated during the race. So that's all I got.
Excellent stuff, man. We'll catch you later. Best of luck.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you.
Take care. All right, let's see here if we have Michael Tanagretta back with the mic. Michael Tanagretta, do you got us? Michael, do you have a copy? Looks like we don't have him still, so that's going to wrap it up here. As I mentioned, next week we're going to be heading to Sebring to finish up the season. Should be a heck of a race. Sebring, always fun. The bumps play a whole different challenge, as well as the draft next week at Sebring. So tune in, same time, same place. We'll wrap up season 25 and get ready for season 26 in only a few weeks after that. So thanks for tuning in. For Racers Nexus, I'm Rob Campbell. We'll catch you next week. Bye for now.